Well. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. Wish you a nice and relaxing early start to your Monday early evening. And we got plenty to talk about with Bitcoin once again today. But first, I want to address a few situations that overall, I'm going to start to switch up these uploaded videos just a little bit more because overall, Bitcoin's been in one massive consolidation phase recently. So there hasn't really been all that much super interesting stuff to talk about. And I think the way to kind of spruce this up is to do a little bit more scalping within these ranges because this is really the time to be a scalping trader. Rather than show my options trades, which I'm happy to show anyways, but I just feel like people are, less interested in something like that as it might be in some scalping. So when Bitcoin comes to the culmination of about a 6-month fucking parabolic rally and goes sideways for weeks at a time, I think it's going to be time to break out the streamer accounts, the scalper account on my streamer account. So I'll be loading up a Bybit account today, and hopefully we might actually catch some trades. So without further ado, as always, wish you the best, the haps of the haps, as we say. As always, it just doesn't cost anything to wish someone fucking well. So why not do it anyways? But with that said, let's get in the live stream right here, right now, and waste no more time. And there she is, Bitcoin in all of her glory, as I realize that my chat's in the back not working all that well. Come on, baby. What did I fuck up now? I always do some, man. It's fucking what is that even coming in from? Should I just let it go? Maybe just let it go. All right, you know what? Just gonna let it go. Time to focus on more important things. Anyways, back into the charts right on over here. Bitcoin having a nice reaction off that green 50 exponential moving average. So, the range is the same shit that we've been looking at for the past week, right? Or 5 days or 6 days, whatever it was. Just playing between the yellow 21 exponential moving average as long as we're below there. I don't really want to be having any real longs go on. And in the 50 exponential moving average right here to the downside, as long as we're above there, I don't really want to put on spot shorts, but I will short some more options. Like I said, I will, for full disclosure, show all my options trade right here. I'm running a about 0.77 Bitcoin profit going on right now. Basically just short a shit ton of premium against some of my more long-term longs, and then some just for shorted for premium, like these 11,000 and 11,500 strike right here. They had some significant amounts of premium on them earlier this week. I mean, it's fucking insane, like $300 for something that's just $1,000 out of the money. That's insanity. Anyways, like I said, we're gonna be focusing on the lower time frames here as you want to keep it fresh. And going back down into Bit Mexican charts right here. What do we see? Bitcoin trying to dig itself out of a little bit of turmoil situation. And actually, if we put back on these drawing tools right here, we do see that we've actually dipped down into the blue box territory. The secondary, or sorry, not the secondary one, but the one to the downside right here, which to me is the big one for the next sort of move, if you want to call it that. And until we actually close a dildo outside of it, technically it's not broken. And if it does break anywhere below about anywhere below about 10.1, if we close a dildo below there, I'll pretty much of any time frame that matters, like hourly above, then I'll be looking for a move, next move down to about 9,700-ish area, give or take a few bucks. But for right now, Bitcoin being resilient in this area. Yes, the death cross actually has actually happened here. We do see the green 50 exponential moving average crossing the downside of that purple 200 exponential moving average right there. So that is historically a pretty damn bad thing if I took off all these moving averages right here. We actually very rarely get fake outs with these. So this actually happening and it being legitimate, I suppose you'd kind of want to see one more 4-hour dildo get set in stone for it to really, feel legitimate. Barring any sort of a major massive move back above 10,550, we will further confirm this. And historically speaking, this has not been a good thing for good old Bitcoin land. I'm just looking at the Discord over here. Jesus Christ, man, this is so good. I'm always watching, my friends. I'm always watching. I might not always be commenting because sometimes I get stuck in the fucking in the annals of my of my inbox, but always watching from afar. Anyways, going in back testing the death crosses. Of course, we can look at it through 2018, but that's more of a that was a bear mark, so those crosses going to carry a lot more weight. But the prior years before that were a nice straight uptrend. So the death cross on this time frame with regards to the 4-hour dildo time frame we're looking for similarities here. Anyways, mark turns around right over here. Yeah, around 2016. We got our first real death cross on this guy right here. So Bitcoin had been consolidating for a few weeks and then drops off the face of the earth from price action cross to actual low, about 26.5% right there. Let's kind of zoom it on a little bit further. Once we get golden cross, once again, that's actually the real next buy area for me, is looking for that next golden cross opportunity. Anyways, looking at the next one right over here, the cross actually happens well after the fact here. You do see that price action from cross to, I mean, that's not even the low. It actually already put in the low, after the cross, but basically telling you that the momentum of this, of this move was mostly done. And more importantly, once we get the golden cross running over here, party begins once again to the upside. So I actually really do like that. And that's really what I'm going to get at during this video right now. Now that we officially do have the death cross, I'm happy to be a buyer once we actually get golden cross once again. How long does it take? Well, if we are going to remain in an overall upwards market, I would expect a similar signature to what we've seen on these last few examples during the last prior bull market with regards to that death cross, relatively fast, about a week and a half to 2 weeks, it looks like. A week to 2 weeks is what we're looking at, essentially. This guy right over here actually happening on this low, but then we get this nice down move right here. This one about a 20% move from top to bottom. That one actually did that one actually was quite nasty. Another good example right here. From price action high to low after the death cross, about 23% move to the downside. And then another not so good example right here, actually. When the death cross happened, the damage had already been done, really. The low is put in, and then again, once we get the golden cross running over here, nice and glorious times once again to the upside. And then we see basically Bitcoin puts in its high at 20,000. So those were all the examples right there. So at most about 20% at the littlest. I mean, in some cases the downward move had already been played out. Kind of looks like that's what we might have going on right here. But I would say that this is going to be significantly more nasty if we actually do confirm below this next blue box territory right here. This is not just the blue box that's kind of holding up these current lows going on, but it's also the 786 Fibonacci retracement if you are looking at this from a more bullish Fibonacci perspective, which if the bots are going to be selling the 618, which is where we put on our last high, they're likely going to actually be forcing this guy down to the 886, especially if this area fails, and that'll be their next zone. And whereas that zone in around 9650. So 9650 to 9700, kind of the next area that I'll be looking for if we do break downwards. But I'm actually not so, I really want to take the deductive process here, with the overall lower time frames, as I don't really think that, trading these time, like analyzing and trading these time frames, yes, it's good. Yes, it's worthwhile. Yes, I'm not going to tell you that it's, it's bullshit. There's money to be made. Absolutely. But the greater picture is still that of one massive consolidation. So even if we do head down, does that resolve the whole consolidation? No, it doesn't. And even if we head up from here, does it resolve the whole consolidation? Again, it doesn't really until we actually break like major areas like 13,000. I mean, you could say 13,000 to the upside and to the downside anywhere below about 9,200. The greater picture is still remains essentially. I would say that I am still bullish on the greater picture. I do think that Bitcoin probably does resolve this whole formation to the upside, which I think I got a little bit scared earlier this morning because I think perhaps I might be being misheard on these sorts of when I present those sorts of ideas because someone said, you said this was going to break to the upside and we just dumped, and it's like this is an hourly dildo right here, and it doesn't. This price action does not account for the last 4 weeks of price action right here. Doesn't mean that it can't happen, but that would not be how I would describe and judge a resolution. So hopefully I am clear and concise with that. Bitcoin ticking up right now. So I actually have my Bybit account open right here. It looks like I didn't get filled on any of my trades right now. But you know what? I'll probably look for a counter trend scalp relatively soon. I'd imagine that if this does get any more lift off, the next major area that I'd be looking for is kind of like the breakdown area right around about 10,450. So I'll put in an alert right here just in case, and we'll see if we can catch just a quick $20-$50 move, do it 10 times, so 200 to 500 bucks, and I think that will be nice little time used, I suppose. Anyways, going back to these time frames right over here, like I said, for most people, I think they probably get that, but I just want to make double sure, for those people as well. Not necessarily because I think that person was being deliberately misleading. Maybe I do a bad job of communicating these ideas, but more importantly, I want to make sure that the people who kind of stick it out and have been here and are really going after it. I hope that message is loud and clear for that sort of thing. Again, when in doubt, pull it out. And looking at the weekly right here, has anything really changed off of this price action? action? No. In fact, I'd say that this price action is, more or less a healthy consolidation after a major, massive move to the upside. I always like to kind of bring it out to this and show that Bitcoin actually had a pretty damn good reaction off that red 10 moving average with last week's closure, which was last night, right? And so any sort of downwards move, actually, I'd actually probably like to be a buyer. We do see the red 10 symbol coming in right around 98.50, which do you consider that already a test to the downside right here on a weekly? I mean, that will pull it up next week, and barring any sort of major breakdown below 10,000 once again, but what I'm trying to say is that this is going to look like we had another reaction right off of it. The problem is, it's not really a problem. It's a good problem to have, right? But the thing is that a healthy asset is extremely likely to come down to its yellow 21 exponential moving average on a weekly dildo basis for its consolidations, for its major tests. And we actually haven't tested it at all this whole run up, which is okay. I mean, there's no like real rule with it. It's just that's your traditional area. What we do see, however, is that Bitcoin is testing the red 10 simple moving average all the way up, which that is indicative of a very, 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 very strong trend to the upside, which, I mean, fucking obviously, we've literally about 4x from the lows, from 3,100 almost to 14,000. I mean, shit, even more than that, really. And my point is that with regards to this price action right here, I mean, this is a fucking strong market. And as long as we're kind of holding this base, especially, I mean, you could even maybe say it's around 10,000 or 10,100, basically the area that we tested today. This overall looks healthy from the more longitudinal view of this. And I just realized that I'm like, oh, you fucking bastard. I forgot to do this as well. There it is. Hey, I'm over here as well. Hello. anyways, Bitcoin's still resolving itself. So I always want to kind of pull it out when in doubt and make sure that the bigger picture is still very much present. I don't really see any major, nothing really is breaking any major structural areas as of right now, even with today's $300, $400 dump to the downside. Now, if we do go over here to the 2-day, and you do see a dump back down below that next 9,700 level, yes, then that's going to start to break the macro a little bit, and we probably will head down sub 9,000 if that were to happen. But for right now, still, this price action right here needs to be needs to be taken into consideration of like the whole, right? And that's really my main point. Anyways, going back down to lower time frames. Oh, it looks like motherfucker. I missed another one. I wanted to take a trade off that yellow 21 exponential moving average on the hourly here. I'm going to take the next one off it. So this is not going to work out here. Jesus Christ, man. We'll have to live to fight another day. But that sometimes happens, and perhaps this is valuable as well. Not all the time do I get filled on my trades. Not all the time, am I going to be running those things? And there's an example right there. Had the right idea with this going up. For what like $100 trade. Did it, do it 10 times. I mean, that's basically $1,000 in the span of like 15 to 20 minutes. And you just completely missed it, man. And that's okay. It's going to happen. I don't want it now. If it comes back down, and I don't want to chase it right here. I get my trade, and that's just part of the game. It goes back, and there's no bunch of opportunity within this game. So, until I can get exactly what I want, I'm not gonna force a trade. I usually have very bad luck when that happens. It's not bad luck, it's just me fucking myself essentially. Anyways, all lower time frames are actually really starting to perk up right here. We do have bullish divergence coming off the hourly RSI. We also are getting exponential. Not only that, but we are seeing hourly stokes head back up as well, which have been pretty damn good for this. So I do think that we probably actually head up a little bit further north here. Probably test towards like 10,450-ish region. Not only that, but actually hourly jewel is going to be snaking around here for a buy likely soon. We do have some bullish divergence here as well. And then of course the historical volatility percentile on basically all time frames below like a 2 or 3 hour is getting extremely low. So the thing is that Bitcoin's coming down to test the support. So far we're getting divergences on lower time frames. We're going to look at the higher time frames a little bit as well, which remember are still more or less consolidating. While historical volatility percentile is extremely low, I mean that suggests that we're actually the big move is yet to come. No shit. And the big move, if we're kind of switching all these oscillators around, I would say is I shouldn't say big move, but the next move likely to the upside. Let's go over here to the 2 hour. 2 hour stocks looking kind of to the downside, look like they want to pop back up. We do have 2 hour bullish divergence here as well, just ever so slightly. And then 2 hour historical volatility percentile is extremely low. I mean, these are areas where like major, massive, multi-$1,000 moves have been kind of emerged from. The last time we saw this low was right over here from the 9,100 base, leading us all the way up to almost 14,000. Just like a week later, the time before that was before this dump right here, about a couple $1,000 or about $1,500 right spread. But you get my point. Another couple $1,000 moves within the next week or so. So putting all these puzzle pieces together, I would say that as long as Bitcoin does kind of hold this blue box, or sorry, the blue box is not on this chart. It's actually on GDAX right here. As long as Bitcoin kind of holds this area right here, which it looks like it wants to, I really want to refrain from getting too bearish, even with the 4-hour death cross going on right now. It is a little bit still fresh, and we're going to be closing this next 4-hour double in 2 hours and 25 minutes. I mean, if we actually pump all the way back up towards like 10,450 or even 10,500, this is not going to be death cross anymore. They're going to go back to like basically parallel line on top of each other. You got to be thinking like, well, if we're seeing this sort of reaction, that's telling you that the bulls are like really trying to take control once again. It's a little bit of a fake out, get everyone on the wrong side of price action, then run it the other way. I mean, fucking classic. Now, I am talking all mention masturbation right now because that obviously has not happened. We're not going to know that for another 2 hours and 24 minutes. And of course, what I can say right here is that basically if we close the next 4 hour above the 21, this death cross is going to turn into a trap. If we close below, it probably confirms itself further. We probably do spend some more time grinding at this lower level here, but I still don't want to get embarrassed is the wrong term. I wouldn't be looking for significant more downside if we actually break this blue box right here. If that does happen, then yes, next target going to be around 9,700-ish area, also kind of matching up with some of our other areas. And from there, I'd be looking for a bounce, and then we'll kind of reassess. I would say at that point in time, bias will be more to the downside, absolutely. But I'd still want to take each and every step, each and every play one step at a time, just because this market is still in massive consolidation. Realistically, we're just trying to frustrate both sides to know when before the next major trending move, whether it be to the upside or the downside. Bulls and bears, the trend traders are just getting absolutely fucking shreked both ways right now, and that's fucking trading. Most of the time, things aren't trending. They're just kind of ranging. So, east is typically the direction. Going to the right side is usually the direction. Anyways, looking at 4 hour right here, we do see 4 hour stocks getting way down there. In fact, I forgot to check out the 3 hour stocks want to turn back up as well. These have been damn good at getting price action. Now, it is not confirmed just yet, but I would imagine that last close that we had was pretty damn good. I mean, we basically snapped down to the lower end of this first blue box right here, right around almost 10,000 even. This one got down to 10,060 bucks, and then straight upwards and onwards. So this is actually a pretty good reaction. Not only that, we actually do see this as the blue 3/7 exponential moving average right here. And let's actually do a little bit more analysis on this moving average, as there is a lot to be said about it. Let's just go back and take everything else off. I'm just going to be looking at, well, we could actually add in the 200 simple. But first and foremost, let's look at the blue 3/7 exponential moving average. You can see that ever since Bitcoin kind of switched around the market cycle from middle of February, it's actually really like to rally off the blue 3/7 exponential moving average. And it really hasn't, it's tested it a few times, but for the most part, it's any buy around it, any way around it has been pretty damn good. You'll notice that as of recent times, we actually did break it for the first time this whole run on that last little drop below 10,000 essentially. And why is this significant? Well, we were quickly picked back back above it, and now we're actually defending it. So the way that I look at this, and what we've been saying for the last week, is that this can be considered a bull trap, or sorry, not a bull trap, but a bear trap. If Bitcoin can actually first and foremost maintain above the blue 3/7 exponential average, of course, but more importantly, we really need to make a higher high over this area right here with CME's trading as well, not with just weekend bullshit action for Bitcoin. But if CME can run up above this July 15th high, that's going to look really really good to me, and open up the doors for a rally into the 11.7, 11.8 region. But for right now, the fact is that we actually do see some damn good defense around this blue 3/7 exponential moving average, and it's by no mistake, because this, I believe, it's kind of like our moniker for this phase of the market cycle. And as long as we remain above it, it's just not appropriate to be too damn bearish. Trading for like major, massive downside moves, just like as long as we're below the daily 21, I'm not really looking for like any major, massive moves to the upside. It's not even on there right now, but the yellow moving average right here. This is kind of what's been keeping me out of trouble for the past, I mean, what is it now, like a week and a half to 2 weeks. But basically, my rule is that when you're in a general market, I don't really want to be long as I'm happy to be long as long as we're above the yellow 21, but I really don't want to be long as we're below it. And you can see that since we lost it right over here from the 15th, we've just been kind of using it as resistance. So that's what typically keeps me out of trouble, even if my opinion can be drastically wrong at some points, which it will be. But this is why I have technical analysis rules, because I know that my opinion is more or less bullshit. As far as technical analysis go, I mean this is exactly why. It's kind of giving you the general direction with regards to this time frame on on that look. Anyways, Bitcoin coming down, so I missed both my buy and my sell. It's just ever so frustrating here. I don't really want to chase this one right now. Maybe I'll take a trade if it goes a little bit lower for a quick scalp. But right now, not really looking like I'm going to get that. Let's go check out the chart of expected moves. Now you do see that the chart of expected moves is basically telling us what we already know. But we're consolidating right now. We're just playing between the first standard deviation, high and low. We actually whipped off the bottom of it right around $10,000, and the top of the range is right around about 10.8 region. So if we do pop up to 10.8, that would be massive resistance from a daily perspective. Of course, it's going to change, with each and every passing day, right? But if you're looking at this, with regards to the whole picture, again, the big thing here is that it's telling you that the overall picture is consolidating, which is exactly what we want to see, really. But it's going to take its time, right? Things take their time, and that's one of the most frustrating aspects of being a trader is understanding that time component of judging these sorts of things. Anyways, let's go over here and check out GBTC. I don't know how it closed for the day. Kind of nasty close for the day. Not neither impressive nor too bad. But kind of same range here, basically between the green 50 and the yellow 21. But there is something different about GBTC. We actually don't have lower lows on GBTC. We have higher lows right here, and we basically have about the same highs right here. So we're still creating higher lows. And it looks like a little bit more of a healthy consolidation. It'll also mean, though, if we actually do take out this area right here, we can start targeting moves much, much lower, probably around where spot would equate to like maybe 8,500, 8,800-ish region, which of course can be the gap on CMEs. But, as all the gap people have been telling you for the past, 2 months now, it's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. Yes, at some point it probably very likely does happen, but if you're trying to take that trade like well before it actually, populates, good fucking luck with that, man. Anyways, go check out CME futures here. CME futures did something bad earlier as well. In fact, we actually took out this low, so this actually does a little bit more droopy to me. When I say droopy, I mean it kind of looks like it wants to come back down to about 98.50. Actually, I'm not really a big fan of the way that CMEs look right here. CMEs would look a little bit more bearish to me. Would look like they want to come down. Sorry, bearish is not the right term, but they look like they want to come down. I'm curious to see where this is both market right now. So we're not actually watching any real live trading. So unfortunately, this is a new level right here. You can't see that it's essentially trading at 10,340. But more importantly, look at CMEs. We notice a few things first and foremost. First and foremost, there's no death cross here, like anywhere near to be found. I mean, anywhere near to be found is a subjective term, of course, but it's not happening like this. It's not happening today. I'll put it that way. More importantly, you do see some nice defense along the purple 200 exponential average and also the purple 200 simple. A nice little bullwhip kind of bringing us back above this region right here. I do like that, and to me, this is still, it still could be considered okay as long as we defend this moving average right here. It's just I have a difficult time getting too damn bearish or looking for that downside trade until we actually formally and fully break this gap. If that happens, like I said, first target's going to be about 97 to 9600 region, and then second target's probably going to be back down around here at around 9200, and then we'll kind of reassess after that. Anyway, Bitcoin coming back down. Is there going to be anything for me to do here? Can I show anything? At least we don't have bearish divergence on the 15-minute. Motherfucker. You're really digging in deep when you go down to this the crack trader time frame. But it's fair enough to to take trades off of for scalps, especially when we have ranges. I mean, you can trade for like $50-$200 in a 15-minute period. It's fucking crazy. And there we go. Jesus Christ, man, powerful. And my options should be looking a little bit better here. Let's see what my P&L actually didn't take up too much from that, but okay. Either which way, let's actually go back down and see where the next area would be. I want to try a trade here. I feel, man, that's a fucking harsh move right there. Jesus Christ, would have liked to have gotten that work right there, but I don't really want to chase this one. Let's see if there's any sort of major movement average kind of pull this up right now. Is there anything to be aware of? Like where is this pressure coming from? For the buy side is what I'm saying. 6 hour 200 simple and 200 exponential movement average still kind of holding us up right there. Is it mediated by any other time frame? 8 hour, no, not so much. 10 hour, no, not so much. So that means none of the other higher time frames not going to have it, and 4 hour going to be way down below there as well. So now we're going to see if this death cross is going to be real or not. If we end, like I said, if we end this next 4 hour below anywhere below like 10.3, these will start to get a lot of divergence between, not a lot of divergence between each other, but some divergence between each other. looking for this to take on a new and more nasty meaning. Like I said, it's going to really open up the doors for a move to 97, 96, 50-ish region. But for right now, it's a little bit too early to call. Let's go back down to an hourly and see how this is kind of shaping up right now. Yeah, the fucking Darth Maul dildo of death coming back into the market. Let's see. Is there any sort of a pickoff move that I can have here? Not so much. I don't like this wiki bullshit here. I think I'll kind of let this one just go through the keeper. Anyways, let's go check out and see what. Let's go see what the other top majors are doing. I'm curious if they're kind of mirroring Bitcoin's droopiness here or not. Mr. Burrell certainly is. Holy shit, man! Rejection off the 200 simple on the 12-hour and down. What about the daily? Daily looks like it wants to come back down. It really does look like it wants to come back down to about $200. Not so strong here. What does the weekly look like? Weekly just barely hanging on to the 21. Not my favorite chart of all time. 3-day, not so good either. 2-day. Man, Mr. Beaterall looking like a sick fucking dog right now. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, 4-hour basically looking the same like Bitcoin. I don't really have anything to add on to this one, really. Going back to the daily, I suppose we could just do the higher time frames really quick. Base on this formation right here about $200. More preliminary resistance right here about 227.5. What I can say here for Mr. Beaterall is that as long as we're below 227.5, this is 229 actually. 229 on Finex. As long as we're below 229, I don't like what I see here. That would also align with the fact that if we can get back above 229, then yes, I'd be looking for a move probably back towards like 260, 270-ish region. Back in this region right over here, it starts to look okay. It starts to look good. But for right now, this is your clear and obvious resistance, kind of stopping you from the moonshot, so to speak. No, there's no moonshot to be had here. But probably a nice like $50 move to the upside. $40 to $50 move to the upside if if we can take on this area right here. But for now, looking like it's going to be consolidated, and more importantly, probably just going to be falling Bitcoin to begin with. Checking out Mrs. Litecoin. How's this beautiful bitch doing? Coming back down to that same area of support. Mrs. Litecoin taking on a completely different posture than spot Bitcoin. Actually still holding above the red pen symbol, along the way. How do we close the weekly though? Weekly should look good. Yeah, weekly does look good here. The weekly is kind of just bouncing once again off the yellow 21. So the bigger picture actually does work its way up here. I'm not bearish on this. I think that this is just one massive consolidation. The ranges are fucking massive. The volatility is vicious, but that's the name of the game with cryptocurrencies. And looking at this right here, again, if we want to chart out the lower time frames, very easy to do so, right? We got this base right here. Let's actually just get rid of this one. We don't even need that one. We got this base right here, right around 92 and a half bucks. If that one breaks, I'm looking for a move back down to about you're probably gonna get a bounce around $87, but realistically, the next major area would be around $81.50. By the same token, just to Mr. Beaterall, we can get back above this high right here around 104, kind of this little like bull trappy high. I would be looking for a move probably towards about 110 to 115 region over time, of course. But for right now, still kind of holding in there, still kind of hanging there, and likely to follow Bitcoin. I don't really see this one as following or leading. Hourly looks a little bit better than Bitcoin if you really want to split hairs here. Death crossing the hourly. We're going to fucking zero, baby. Just kidding. No, of course not. Or at least not today. But overall, I'm reading some of these. I'm just seeing out the corner of my eye some of these Discord comments. These are so fucking good. So fucking good, man. Anyways, back on Bitcoin, and let's actually look at the Bitcoin dominance chart really quick. I'm not going to look at any like specific altcoin charts here, but we can look at Bitcoin dominance. Just get a general overview of what the what the market's looking like. Bitcoin dominance does look like it wants to take to the upside here, perhaps back up to maybe like 69. Yeah, around 69 would look about right, like 68, like upper 68 to 69%. But I do think that ultimately it does come lower. So short term, probably a little bit more bullish, which will actually spell a little bit of hurt for smalt. After that, I'm looking for it to actually fall down in the medium term, down to like the 66 to 66.5% region right here. And that's where I think a lot of alts are going to start to put in lows. And then we'll probably see the Bitcoin dominance chart rally up once again. I am still bullish on this long term. It's just, we hit both this measure move and also this measure move, and also the 200x measure move average on the weekly. So I do think that we're going to spend some time cooling this bitch off right now. It's going to spend some time going sideways, just like Bitcoin, and then probably drift its way down. Like I said, 66, pretty like not even 66, but like 66 and then 65.5 actually is what I kind of stick with. And then I've been looking for bounces there. So in the meantime, hopefully do get to rally up a little bit versus their Bitcoin parents in the next coming weeks. Going back to Bitcoin spot right over here, looks like we just had another rope being thrown into the blue box territory, but got picked up. Do I want to follow this one up? Perhaps I could. Perhaps I could. I really don't want to take a trade in this region though. It's literally in the fucking middle of this region. I would have left right here. Would have liked to have my sell right here, but Jesus Christ, man, I just fucking missed them all today. Oh well, like I said, a part of the game, and there's always tomorrow, and also there's the rest of the day. The game isn't fucking ending, man. Anyways, let's go check out how traditional markets closed for the day. 298.05, and I do think that traditional markets, did they hit our move, or sorry, did they hit our area? I was looking for a 290. I was looking for a touchdown on the yellow 21 at around 296.5. Did we get down there? At the 296.7 the other day. I don't necessarily count that. The thing is that on the lower time frames, we probably do come back down here. I'd still be looking for a move back to about 295.5. Do I think that we're actually reversing from this area though? I wouldn't say that just yet. I still would be bullish on it longer term. I'm not really bearish on this chart just yet. I mean, this chart is still still even making its higher lows on the wicks. I mean, it's completely fine. If it were to break down, I'd even look at like 295.5 as like a strong support. So I don't really have a major issue with it. I'd still be long term bullish on it, just based off the higher time frames. But looking at a 4 hour right here, it just looks like some more sideways to me, really. Same thing with hourly right here. Looks like one's consolidated a little bit sideways and probably try some more upside, maybe back up towards $300 even, and then we'll kind of reassess from there. Anyways, back onto good old Bitcoin, and do I want to start to wrap this bitch up right now? Perhaps, let's see, what else can we briefly look at for a second here? I know people want to look at Mr. Ripple's nipples. How are we doing? We still holding up above 30-cent support? I think so. The nipple has saved himself once again. I can't be bearish on Mr. Ripple's as long as he's above 30 cents. If he does lose 30 cents, then yes, we can target moves. Shit, even as low as like high single digits here. That's going to put a damper in the Ripple to $10,000. Oh my god, man. I saw a fucking Twitter video of this woman. It was this woman who was wearing like a trucker hat, and she was talking about like why she believes Ripple is going to get to like $10,000 or whatever it is. And then the video, I don't know if she's trolling or not, because this is just it's too much. It's just too much, you know. She starts off and she's like, okay, so we're going to start with the givens right now. It's like, so Bitcoin to 100,000 in like a year, that's pretty conservative estimate. It's like, what? Okay, wait a second, hold on, we're already off to a little bit of a shaky start. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but then she goes on to say, okay, so we got Bitcoin at $100,000, and then so that means there's 100,000 drops in one Ripple, okay, one XRP, and so that means that one XRP has to exactly equal one Satoshi, which is going to equal 1 penny, and then 1 penny is going to equal 100 drops. You know what that means? Ripple, $100,000. What? I mean, $10,000. Like, what the fuck did I just hear? There were some liberties being taken in those calculations. I'll put it that way. I mean, does the math check out? I mean, technically, maybe yes, but like, okay, it's like saying, okay, and then now two is a number of fucking 2, and so that means that you should do 2 of this, and then so your birthday should be this day. It's like, I'm not sure how that follows. I'm not so sure about that, man. Or woman, or whatever gender pronoun that you prefer. Anyways, okay, so I think we spoke about all that we really want to speak about here. Maybe we can look at one more alt just really, really quick. I'm curious how I was up on Cardano. I'm guessing it's going sideways still. Oh my god, it's going sideways. I do think that this one does perk up though. I think most alts are going to rally versus Bitcoin here, just based off Bitcoin dominant chart sometime in the next couple weeks. Probably hit their like 21 exponentials on the daily. So this one probably like 620, 630, 640, whatever it ends up being. And then I'll be looking for some counter trend once again, as most alts are looking similar to that. I guess we could do Link as well. Link actually does its own thing here and there, but Link's kind of looking like Bitcoin, man, just consolidating, going sideways. As long as it holds 23,000 satoshis, more or less okay. Just gonna take its time, man. It's been straight up for the last fucking 6 months. If it does lose this area, then yeah, we can talk about some actual downside to maybe 19,500 to 20,000 satoshis. But for right now, just let it kind of cool off after that time. Back on a Bitcoin, let's see, can I force any more trades here and make myself look fucking moronic for FOMOing in? Probably not the best time to be doing it. We might get another test down to the low side of this box territory right here. At that point in time, if that area actually gets broken to the downside, we're gonna get some actual divergence between these two moving averages here, and the death cross can actually look like what's play out. And like I said, at that point in time, 9,700 becomes extremely likely, and then probably even 9,200, or sorry, yeah, about 9,200, 9,300 over time. But for right now, we're kind of stuck in the middle of these guys. I did forget to talk about the semi-hour time frames here. We do have 12. Okay, so I wanted to put this picture together. We'll look at the 1 hour, which the 1 hour does have some bullish divergence coming off a little bit historical volatility percentile. It's extremely low as well. We do see hourly stocks upside as well. And usually when I see all these guys kind of line up with each other, it does produce some nice price action. So here's your 2 hour kind of showing a similar signature, except the 2 hour stocks are the downside right here. But we do have that same sort of bullish divergence. Ever so no, do we? No, actually we do not have bullish divergence here. It kind of looks like it with when it's not doing, but more importantly, historical volatility percentile extremely low as well. So we're looking at a big move emerging from this area, extremely likely. You're going to know the direction of the big move once one of these blue boxes actually gets taken out. Anything inside the range of these two blue boxes is just that, just range. There's no real trending move within these guys right here. It's a massive range, to be fair. It's about 500, 600 $600 wide. You can drive a fucking truck through it, but make no mistake, if you're looking for the next big trade, it's not the way to get outside of one of these areas where it starts to really be comfortable with calling something like that. Of course, the next time frame that we go to is the 3 hour. 3 hour showing something very interesting to me as the 3 hour Stokes kind of hinting across the upside, with historical volatility getting extremely low as well. You can see coming back all the way on over here, kind of downtrending for a long time, and looking like it wants to emerge probably in the next couple weeks. Or sorry, not next couple weeks, but actually probably this week. And then more importantly, we go over here to the 12 hour, and 12 hour Stokes still up, still very much up right here. I don't know where this trend line's coming from. Kind of pairing that up with the daily as well. We do see that daily Stokes are also to the upside. So coming off of a major support like this, it does make me think that the next sort of like scalping move is, we go and test support, and we're probably going to go test resistance, see how high we get, and then kind of reassess from there. But right now the daily picture is looking a little bit on the weaker side. To be fair, like I said though, this is all meant to masturbation. I wouldn't really be looking for the next sort of real trade until one of those blue boxes breaks. Even then, it's still the greater picture is just that consolidation. Anyways, I'm going to stop the video there. I think stop substitution trades on this one. Maybe I'll do a quick upload later if I can actually force one out here, but not really looking like something that I want to trade here. Anyways, I do want to wish you well as always. I'll be back on tomorrow with some more video and live stream analysis. Take care and see you soon.